Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of someone saying being plus size isn't a choice, but losing weight is. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips from this same creator, so be sure to stick around until the end. Also, please be sure to check out a video I released over the weekend on my second channel about several people that have gotten fired for posting TikToks. Here's a link. People just can't stop trying to make it big on TikTok, and it's starting to interfere with their jobs. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. She's going to be responding to this comment that reads, "If fat isn't a choice, then how is weight loss a choice?"
Well, it's not the same thing. And let's get into it. The first thing is, the word is intention. Intentionality. Intentional. Intentional weight loss is a choice.
Okay.
Intentional weight loss is a choice. There's going to be context. There's going to be nuance. There might be lots of reasons why somebody chooses to lose weight, none of which are my business, but it is a choice.
Well, clearly, with the word intentional, that means we were intending to do this thing, so...
Now, there is unintentional weight loss. When someone's body loses weight and that person did not choose to do it. And there are a myriad of factors that could cause that. And I think as a society, we are more than willing and able to accept that it's not down to one thing. That people might lose weight unintentionally for many different reasons.
People go through various things that cause them to lose weight, but I believe it almost always boils down to a caloric deficit. Like, even if somebody lost weight because they were going through a stressful situation or they were on some sort of medication that altered their appetite, there was a caloric difference there. It altered the way that they intook calories, which led to the weight loss, I would say.
I'm not saying that there's not medical bias or there's not stigma. I'm not saying any of that because, again, context, nuance, which is completely fucking lost on this app. But what I am saying is that generally as a society, if we say that there are lots of different reasons, lots of factors as to why somebody's body unintentionally lose weight, we will accept that.
I'm not sure, but I get what you're saying. You're saying that if there are multiple reasons why somebody might unintentionally lose weight, then there are definitely reasons that would cause somebody to unintentionally gain weight.
We will accept that. But when I say that being fat is not a choice, and that there are more than 30 factors that can lead to somebody being in a higher body weight.
30 factors? Oh my gosh, things are getting very specific.
There is outcry. Those same people are completely unable to accept that that could be true.
Can you name the 30 factors that contribute to somebody gaining weight? And can you also name 30 factors that contribute to somebody unintentionally losing weight?
And everyone wants to put it down to one very specific thing.
Well, I mean, there are various things that can cause somebody to eat a lot of food and put on weight. Sometimes we have emotional reasons for doing so. Sometimes we're taking medication that increases our appetite, but it always comes down to a caloric intake. There's definitely a caloric component to weight loss as well as weight gain, and I would love to hear the 30 factors that contribute to weight gain, besides calories in, calories out. So we have those two. What are the other 28?
And I know that because I read the comments. So that is the difference. And again, this is a, 2-minute video? I can't get into all of this.
Right. There's not enough time. You couldn't just keep recording for longer or something, I guess. You guys understand, I only have 2 minutes to explain this. I would love to go into this deeper, but we're just about out of time. See you tomorrow.
This is not the place for that. I have a podcast.
Uh-oh, here we go. Shameless self-promotion time. I'm here for it. Let's go.
That is where I get into much bigger conversations around these things. But
what's the name of it? Why don't you plug it? I'll leave the plug in here, dude. I'm cool.
That essentially is it. And I don't think this is genuine curiosity. I think you want to catch me out and say, ha,
Well, did they catch you out and say, huh? That was a pretty good little conundrum that they hit you with there, huh? Hitting you with the Jedi mind tricks.
If she's saying that fat isn't a choice, then how is weight loss? Well, that's the difference. It's not really about that.
Well, you went on to say that a lot of people experience unintentional weight loss as well, which maybe that happens sometimes, but I haven't seen a whole lot of that. Not in the US of A.
Actually more about how society perceives these things. And you've kind of proven my point, that we are willing and able to accept that people lose weight intentionally or unintentionally. But as a society, we are unable to accept that people could be in larger bodies and it is out of their control and it might not be that simple.
Okay, I can see why a lot of people are having a hard time wrapping their head around this concept. There are various stressful things in life that can cause us to eat more or less, but it's really the eating more or less that leads to the difference in our size, not necessarily the stress. And that's just one scenario. There are many different reasons why somebody might choose to eat more or less in response to various things happening in their lives or even medication. However, it does come down to the caloric intake at the end of the day. I don't know where we're getting the idea that a bunch of people are running around unintentionally losing weight. If that were the case, Big Diet wouldn't be as big as it is. Next, she's going to be responding to this comment that reads, trying to lose weight is the biggest predictor of weight gain long term. When will people get this into their heads? For fuck's sake.
Yeah, I am so tired of the you're glorifying your schmecity rhetoric and comments because...
Oh, schmecity? Oh, right, because obesity is highly offensive, but schmecity is not.
You're glorifying your schmecity rhetoric.
I prefer to say you're glorifying schmecity. The schmecity epishmetic. Epishmetic. Schmecity? I can't even tell what you were trying to say. That's so smooth and seamless. This is a bunch of schmollicks. Mate? Schmate? Sorry.
Comments, because... if I really wanted everybody to be fat, I wouldn't talk about the harms of diet culture. I wouldn't talk about the discrimination that fat people experience in society, because that doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun, does it? All I'd have to actually do is talk about intentional weight loss and dieting, because as Sappho says, trying to lose weight is the biggest predictor of weight gain long term.
Okay, but in the video that we just watched, you said you can lose weight intentionally or unintentionally. Now you're saying if you try to lose weight, you'll just gain weight.
And as a society, we know this.
We do? I must have not got the memo on that.
There have been studies, many studies.
That takes care of that. Good enough for me.
And most of us have had that lived experience. But anyway, that's diet culture for you.
Okay, so trying to lose weight will make you gain weight. So if we try to gain weight, will we lose weight? Is that where people unintentionally lose weight? When they're actually trying to gain weight? To me, that's the only thing that makes sense. If there's unintentional weight loss and unintentional weight gain, but you will gain weight if you try to lose weight, then unintentional weight loss must come about when you're actually trying to gain weight. That's the only thing that makes sense to me in this whole situation. Next. Now she's going to be responding to this comment that says, I've been a bigger person and it didn't bother me, but at age 59 it has caught up with me health-wise and I've had to do something about it. And let me tell you, hindsight is a wonderful thing. I wish I could have, and then it cuts off.
I have to assume that you think telling me this is really helpful in some way, that it's going to benefit me. It's not.
Okay, so other people's lived experience is no benefit to you. Okay.
And perhaps you think you're serving as like some kind of cautionary tale because you're 20 years older than me and in 20 years time I'm going to regret my lifestyle choices. But I'm not really sure which lifestyle choices you're referring to because you watched a 20-30 second video where I was sharing an outfit. Are we referring to the lifestyle choice where I decided to make an autonomous decision and stop conforming to patriarchal beauty standards, and instead I chose to stop dieting.
No, they're just saying that when they were a bigger person, eventually it caught up with them health-wise when they reached their 50s, or rather the age of 59, so basically 60. And they were telling you this because you're a lot younger than that, and they thought that you could benefit from this information. If I've been down that path and there are a bunch of poisonous snakes, lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, then I might warn you to not go down that same path. Like, hey dude, I was down there. A lot of people get offended by that. Like, they take people giving them advice as some sort of insult, like, you don't know what you're doing, let me tell you. But I don't think they meant it like that.
I chose to stop pursuing thinness and weight loss at all costs. And instead I decided to heal my body. That led me to a place where I like myself and gained the confidence to start playing with fashion, something that I've always loved, but something that felt off limits to me unless I lost weight.
Okay, so you don't think that this person's opinion is valid. You don't think their perspective, having been where you are and now having been where they are, is valid. Okay, sometimes people's advice is a little offensive, I get it. And sometimes it feels like they're telling us, you don't know what you're doing, that's why I'm giving you advice. But their heart is often in the right place, so I don't understand the offense at it.
Are those the lifestyle choices we're talking about? Are we talking about ending generational body shame within my family?
Maybe they were talking about that. I'm still trying to figure it out. Let's see. I've been a bigger person and it didn't bother me, but at age 59 it has caught up with me health-wise and I've had to do something about it. And let me tell you, hindsight is a wonderful thing. I wish I could have, and then it cut off. Well, since it cut off, maybe they were gonna say, I wish I could have ended generational fat shaming in your family or something. Maybe they were gonna say that.
Right? Raising a kid who doesn't hate their body. Is that what we're talking about? Are we talking about the memories that I get to create with my family?
No, they were talking about the health problems that they've had once they got older, and then they were trying to warn you about it. I don't know how we could mistake that for all of these other things that you keep mentioning.
Without worrying about every single thing I might eat, without being obsessed with how I look, and worrying that I can't go to certain events or occasions, not put myself out there because of my body size?
No, they were talking about the health implications of living in a larger body when you get into your older age, like 59 or whatever. Since you're younger, they were trying to warn you. I don't know why I have to keep telling you what this comment was about.
Is that what we're talking about?
No.
Are we talking about...
No. We're talking about the thing that they said.
Nourishing my body, or learning how to recognize when I'm hungry or full. The funny thing is, you didn't know that I'd made any of those lifestyle choices until I just shared them.
Alright, what? They weren't talking about your lifestyle choices. That's not what the comment said. Once again, I feel like you are purposely being obtuse. Like you're purposely not getting the comment so you can go on these unrelated tirades. Did you mean this? Did you mean that? Did you mean this? And they're like, no, I didn't mean any of that. Please go back and reread it.
Because what you saw was a fat person in a video. And for some reason, we now live in a society that thinks it is entirely acceptable to say everything we think out loud.
I don't know about that.
That we think it's entirely acceptable to comment. Because, especially if we once were in a larger body, then that gives us absolute right to come in and destroy that person's body image. Because, I hate to break it to you,
is it destroying your body image to hear this person say this? Because you just went on a spiel talking about X, Y, and Z that had nothing to do with this comment, so...
That's actually what you're doing. Now, I don't give a shit, because the reality is I don't believe any of this to be true. But it took me a long time to get to that point.
You don't believe that this person had health issues when they got to the age of 59 because of their size? So you think they're making this up? Why? Why would they do that? That's really crazy. They just go around making up tales of how they used to be larger and how it affected their health online. Like, that's what I go around making up stories about. Instead of, like, pretending to be some kind of badass or some crap online and talking about how I did all this cool stuff, I go around pretending to be somebody that previously had health problems and then lost weight. Like, that's real weird, man. Usually when people catfish each other, they pretend to be like rich and working on an oil rig or something. Like, this is very strange. When I catfish people, I pretend to be Kevin Costner and I tell them that I'm filming a movie in their area. I'm just kidding. I love that show, Catfished, though. That channel on YouTube, oh my god, you guys have one of the best channels, dude. This has nothing to do with anything, but do you guys like that show, Catfished? Maybe I can cover some clips from that show in the future. I love that show so much. It's so entertaining, and they're also providing a valuable service to the community. Like helping all these old people realize that Jennifer Aniston doesn't actually want you.
And what a lot of you don't realise when you comment things like this, you think you're being helpful, you think you're being kind. I only care about your health. You do not give a single fuck about my health.
Well, this didn't seem like too mean of a comment. It seemed more like a cautionary tale. Perhaps we don't always want to hear that. Perhaps it's not really somebody's place to tell us things about our weight or whatever. Although they didn't really. They kind of just focused on themselves. They said, I've been a bigger person and it didn't bother me, but at age 59 it caught up with me health-wise. So they were kind of going out of their way to not comment on your body specifically, but make it about themselves to try to be helpful, but I don't know. We didn't take it that way.
Because if you did, you would understand that health is not just physical. And you would also understand,
yes, it is also mental. And is it good for our mental health to not work on our problems? To just be like, oh, that was hard, so I guess I'll give up. That takes care of that. Is that good for our mental health?
that your assumptions about me and the lifestyle choices I might be making are actually incredibly fatphobic. Which is hilarious because the video you commented on was a video where the caption was talking about the harms of fat phobia. So thank you for validating my point. I hope that this video actually serves as some kind of cautionary tale for folks. You do not have to listen to this kind of nonsense. You get to make...
That's true. You don't have to listen to the experience of people that have been through things. You don't. That would be really wise of you to just discount the lived experience of other human beings.
Autonomous decisions about your body, and those decisions can also be to not pursue thinness at all costs.
Well, I mean, that's a strange way of wording that.
There are other options.
Yeah, you could just decide to live a healthier lifestyle. I would say that pursuing thinness at all costs is probably not a healthy way to look at lifestyle changes.
Everyone misunderstands the point. I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to go on a diet. This isn't me not understanding.
Well, if you did want to lose weight, all you would have to do is try to gain weight, and then you would unintentionally lose weight, as we've learned.
What those things are, I'm choosing not to do them.
Okay, and that's perfectly fine. Nobody has to choose to lose or not lose weight or whatever. Everybody's free to do whatever they want, of course. But that comment was just giving you some of that person's lived experience. Once again, they said, I was larger and then it started catching up to me health-wise when I got to the age of 59. I will agree that unsolicited advice can come off as rude, but I don't think that's what that person was trying to do. I don't think they were trying to tell you what to do or be pushy at all. I think they were just telling you, I've been there before, and eventually it caught up to me health-wise. They were just trying to give you the benefit of their experience. That's what it looked like to me. But anyway, those were some very interesting clips that we just saw, but what do you think? Leave a comment below. Happy Thursday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.